Welcome back, Fairweather fans. We're welcoming a new member to our staff, Matt Hutton, Hoot, and the Easy Man. Pete's gonna eat a pepper as punishment for last week's bet.
Man, that was a real sweater.
Yeah, I had to sweat it the entire game.
That was a close game, but just to let the listeners know, this is a Serrano pepper, so it's pretty hot. And got my Belfonte 2% milk to wash it down.
No free ads.
All right, here we go.
Get it down.
Down to the stem.
Down to the stem. Hotter than a jalapeno?
Mm-hmm.
According to Google, it is 5 times hotter.
Yeah.
Base looking like Rodgers after that second pick.
Whew.
Taking after Nick's technique, sucking in air.
Should have gone with the half gallon.
I was telling him that. I was like, man, this is not enough milk.
All right, and we're back. How was that pepper?
It was better than Andy Dalton played, I'll tell you that.
You chugged that milk.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm glad I had that.
Yeah, bet you are. All right, so we're going to start with the stars and situms. So who's your first start, Pete?
First wide receiver, put him in your lineup. Scary Terry against Dallas. I don't care if it's Kyle Allen, Bruce Allen, Josh Allen throwing in the ball. Like, he's getting 10 targets, and everyone's tearing up Dallas. Like, I'm starting Scary Terry.
Yeah.
You
Also,
started him last week too, right?
Yeah. He did all right. He didn't do terrible, but I think he's going to blow up this week.
I had McLaurin as well. I have a backup for that as too, but Dallas just has nobody that can guard anybody of the caliber that Terry McLaurin is, and I don't care. But my first stardom is Fulgham for the Eagles. He's the number one option for the Eagles, like it or not. I know it sounds like you're trying to cough up phlegm with Fulgham, but I don't care. He's Wentz's number one option. With Ertz out, you got to start him.
You don't like Ward?
I don't like the college quarterback, Charlie Ward, Greg Ward. I don't care.
No, that guy's been producing. Like, he makes some tough contested catches, too.
He does the least with the most amount of targets. I'll give you that.
Yeah, he destroyed that spread for you.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, we won't talk about that now. But, yeah, no, that's a good one. My second guy, he's been hurt all year. Kind of disappointed, but I think he gets it going this week. I'm taking Chris Godwin at the Raiders on Monday night. I think Chris Godwin's going to have a game. He's due for a game.
He had a decent week this past week.
He did, but it was just like a Gronk resurrection. I was like, oh my gosh, is this 2013 Gronk out here against the Packers?
Yeah, they weren't going to let Gronk go touchdownless. They were going to force feed him. I like the Godwin. Mike Evans can only catch so many 1-yard touchdowns until, like, Godwin's the receiver to own going forward, I believe. That might be a hot take. But my second stardom is T. Higgins. He's the right receiver to own in Cincinnati. A.J. Green is washed. He might have had a bounce back, but I don't believe in A.J. Green. Tyler Boyd's just a slot guy. He's going to get possession catches, but T. Higgins is the guy that Joe Burrow looks to in big situations. I like T. Higgins a lot this week versus a lowly Cleveland Browns. We'll get back to that later on in the show.
What do you think about T. Higgins?
I like T. Higgins. I think, touching on the A.J. Green thing, is this is the week that you're going to try to dump him since he did have a good week.
Oh. I would hope that you already dumped A.J. Green.
It's just hard to dump him when he hasn't done anything.
I meant dump him as in, like, cut him off your roster.
No, I like T. Higgins going forward, and that Browns secondary isn't good. They have so many injuries.
Yeah.
and they're just going to air the ball. But, yeah, T. Higgins is nice. My last one, hopefully he doesn't get hurt because every time he goes for a contested ball, I swear he's got like a 48-inch vertical. But Mike Williams against Jacksonville, Herbert throws it down the field. He likes the guy. I just cringe every time he goes up. He always lands on his back or shoulder. I'm like, man, can you just land with 2 feet? But I think he's going to have a game against Jacksonville.
Yeah.
It's hard not to like Mike Williams. He goes all out, and that's the reason why he lands on his back.
He
and his
does.
shoulder and hurts himself because he is going all out.
I'm starting to call Mike Williams Kevin Garnett or LeBron James with the no regard to human life because he doesn't care about his own life. He'll throw his shoulder up his socket to catch a 7-yard sideline catch.
And he'll catch it.
He will catch it every time. My third was McLaurin, but I don't believe in this guy at all.
But you're starting him anyways.
But if you're gonna start him at all, you're gonna start him here. It's Juju Smith-Schuster. Like he is what he is at this point. But him versus Tennessee. Tennessee's secondary is just trash. They're playing a lot of zone. Juju's just the guy. I like Claypool a lot, but you have to go Juju. And if he lets you down here, then you're in panic mode.
No faith in Malcolm Butler covering Juju, huh?
Malcolm Butler's fallen for every double move that there's ever been.
Well, he's living off of that interception.
If he would have made a double move, the fake slant go, he's standing wide open in the end zone, and Pete Carroll looks like a genius.
No, Juju... this is make or break time for Juju. If I'm a Juju owner, honestly, I would have tried to trade him because like his name is big out there still. If he doesn't produce this week, I don't even know if you can get anything for him if he puts up a dud.
You can shop him right now.
Yeah, we'll see. I love Chase Claypool. I think that guy is a physical beast.
I like Claypool. Deontay Johnson, before he got injured, was top 5 in the league in targets. Juju's fallen out of favor in that offense, and it's not even a pass-heavy offense. I would have been shopping Juju from the start, and I wouldn't even hate dropping him if he has another 2-catch, 19-yard performance. I could understand. I could understand.
I could too. Wong, not so much.
Not dropping him. No way. I'm dropping number 1 on a team.
I don't think he's even the number 2. They give James Washington more looks than they give Juju.
Well, let's calm down on that.
I hate James Washington, so I'm not saying that. But
and Deontay Johnson also was probably top 5 in drops too with those targets.
Deontay Johnson is definitely top 5 in worthless injuries that he just sits out the rest of the game for. So I get it, but not necessarily drop him. But it's at least on your radar to drop. I would be looking to get rid of him the second that he has a good game.
You can bait him, but don't drop him.
Yeah, well, so we'll go to the sit-em guys. My first guy is Michael Gallup. I know he's playing at Washington, but he's like third. I could argue fourth fiddle. Schultz got a ton of targets last week. CeeDee Lamb's going to get targets out the slot. Amari Cooper is going to get more targets than Gallup. All 3 of those guys did yesterday. If I'm a Michael Gallup owner, I'm nervous. I don't like
I've been
him.
preaching this all season. No faith in Gallup. All season long.
I'll go out on the island of saying that I think Michael Gallup is every bit as talented as Amari Cooper. He might not get the targets, and maybe that's just the offense. I think Michael Gallup is every bit as talented as Amari Cooper, but they paid Cooper, so I am a little bit worried about Michael Gallup.
Just blame it on everyone else.
No.
Who's your sit-em?
My sit-em is, this is not the PPR monster of your father's team. Jarvis Landry is my sit-em. He's not he's not getting targets. Just that's another guy you can just go ahead and drop if you have somebody in free agency that you like. Jarvis Landry just not getting the targets. If he's not getting the targets, he's putting you 4 for 39, and you're just praying for a touchdown. He's a guy you can easily drop. I don't like Jarvis Landry at all going forward or this week.
Well, I know Wong agrees with that. He's wanted to drop Jarvis Landry since 2015.
For years. Why is he in the league?
Yeah,
If he's quarterback, then we can talk about it.
yeah, he's got a good arm.
He might be a better quarterback than a wide receiver.
He's better than Baker.
Yeah.
My second guy, we'll see. This one might come back to bite me, but you're not going to sit this guy, but don't expect like a huge game. I'm worried about Robbie Anderson at the Saints. If Marshawn Lattimore's on him, it's going to be a long day for Robbie A. I just love Marshawn Lattimore.
Lattimore hasn't been playing to that bar this year, so I think Robbie Anderson will be fine.
Well, that's fine. This is the first year Robbie Anderson's played to this bar, so like I'm just taking my chances.
As a guy who 3 years ago said Robbie Anderson should be owned in every league, he's definitely been playing to that bar. And second off, I'm not sure that Marshawn Lattimore is going to just shadow him. I think that DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson are 1A, 1B in that offense. I don't think Lattimore is going to shadow him. And Teddy Bridgewater loves him some Robbie Anderson. I wish he'd throw it to DJ Moore more, but he doesn't.
It doesn't. I don't understand.
I just disagree with that. I'd still play Robbie Anderson, but my guy is Henry Ruggs. That's a person who I think is going to be shadowed by Carlton Davis, one of the most underrated corners in the league. Whenever he shadows a guy, he usually shuts him down. And Ruggs is just like a big play candidate. Maybe he'll break it off, but I'm sitting Ruggs 100% this week.
Yeah, Tampa's defense is just good on every level. Like their D-line, linebackers, secondary is real good. I think it's going to be a big Darren Waller game, honestly. And Ruggs is Robbie Anderson 3 years ago. He's just that big play. Like if you don't get a 60-yard catch out of Henry Ruggs, you're getting like 2 for 30 maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's fair.
My last guy, he crapped the bed last week, and I don't like the matchup this week. Cooper Kupp against the Bears. Bears are locked down against receivers this year. I just see that being an ugly, low-scoring game, and I just don't want any part of Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
I've been low on Cooper Kupp all year, even though he's had some good games. So I'm okay with sitting him every week.
Well, if anybody who knows me knows I'm going to go out on an island again. I love myself Cooper Kupp every week. He's just... eventually he's going to become Jared Goff's security blanket if he'll ever learn just to throw the ball to Cooper Kupp. I hated last week, but I see a big bounce back game out of Cooper Kupp. I think Kyle Fuller is going to be a lot on Bobby Treese, a.k.a. Robert Woods. And I don't hate Cooper Kupp this week, but I could see sitting him. My third sit is somebody who's everybody's fell in love with for no reason whatsoever, and it's Jamison Crowder. Everybody wanted to say he was nothing, and he puts up a whole bunch of games in garbage time, and now he's a wide receiver too. Get rid of Jamison Crowder the second you can get rid of Jamison Crowder. Just say it out loud. Jamison Crowder for the Jets is a wide receiver too. Wrong. Like, just get rid of him. Trade him at his high point before he starts putting up his 8 catches for 48 yards. And I just can't believe in Jamison Crowder.
8 catches for 48 yards?
I would, but I would like to have 5 catches for 115 and a touch more. Like, get me out of anything in the Jets offense.
That's fair, but garbage time still counts in fantasy.
Oh, yes.
No one cares when you get the points if you get the points.
Well,
Yeah.
the Jets game is garbage time from the second quarter on, so...
Yeah, I mean, they'll be behind for sure.
For sure, so they're throwing it, and he's the number one option.
Well, run up against a good defense, and you get a top corner on Jamison Crowder, then you're going to have people, no-name people, getting garbage time points. Just get rid of Jamison Crowder.
Fair enough. I agree with you. Get rid of them if you can sell them high.
Yeah.
Though. All right, let's go to the running backs, and let's go to our first disagreement. Start DeAndre Swift at Atlanta. Start him. Matt Patricia, I know he's not smart, but you cannot tell me DeAndre Swift is not better than 45-year-old Adrian Peterson. He got 14 carries last week. He's going to get 14 again this week. And Atlanta couldn't stop you from scoring Hoot. Like, I don't know how you're not starting him.
DeAndre Swift is I will never say a single nay word about Adrian Peterson. I think he's the best running back in Detroit. DeAndre Swift, how quick we forget the drop touchdown that wins the game. How quick we forget. I think DeAndre Swift got lucky with maybe 3 runs. I'm sitting DeAndre Swift. Just keep me 100% away from the entire Detroit backfield.
Yeah, we forget. Champions have short memories. You forget about the shortcomings to overcome them.
Champion and Detroit Lions haven't been said in the same sentence ever.
Hall of Fame in Detroit has.
Yeah, Barry Sanders. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. I don't think that DeAndre Swift is Barry Sanders or Calvin Johnson.
All right. Well, who's your guy?
My start is somebody who's better than Barry Sanders. Boston Scott. Boston Scott is obviously not better than Barry Sanders, but Corey Clement's not taken. It's not the Corey Clement from the Super Bowl. They don't give him the carries. Boston Scott was in on that god-awful 2-point conversion to tie the game. It was a terrible call by Peterson, but I think Boston Scott's getting 20-plus touches, and if he can turn that into 12 points, you'll take it as a free agent pickup. Boston Scott's my first start versus Giants.
And a waiver pickup.
Yeah. Get Boston Scott.
Yes.
Especially if you have Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I like the play just because of the volume. I don't think Boston Scott's very talented personally, but he's just going to get the work. And, yeah, the Giants just aren't very good. Like, their run defense is okay. It's not terrible, but, yeah, just start him. My second stardom, we'll argue about this too. Gibson or McKissick. If you got either one of them, start him against Dallas. Kyle Allen, that guy loves dumping the ball off to either running back. And if you're in a pinch, like if you have Miles Sanders, if you have, I don't know, McCaffrey or any Mostert, they went down, and you can get one of these guys, well, McKissick probably, just plug him in, just play him. He'll get you 10 points just on the catches.
And the reason why I don't hate the McKissick call because you're going to, again, pick him up out of free agency. So if you're in a pinch, put him in. But Antonio,
that's also assuming you're in a PPR league.
Well, we're talking PPR.
Yeah.
Still
If you're not playing PPR, get with 2020. But McKissick, I'm fine with picking up. I just don't like Gibson. He's a 50-50 split with the guy who I think could be a free agent running back if it wasn't for the Washington football team. So that's why we disagree. We'll get to that in the sit-em. But my second start is Justin Jackson. He's taking over the Eckler role. They gave him 15 carries to Josh Kelly, everybody's superhero, 11. And he had, I think, 4 targets to Josh Kelly's 2. Justin Jackson has taken over the Eckler role until Eckler returns. Justin Jackson is the guy to start. Stop falling in love with the rookie Josh Kelly. Justin Jackson, start him.
Yeah. The Chargers fell in love with Josh Kelly, and that's why everyone else fell in love with Josh Kelly. And then now he looks terrible, and should have listened to Eckler talking about Justin Jackson at the beginning of the season. But I ignored that, and I listened to the coaches talk, and that's why I picked up Kelly instead.
Yeah, bottom line, try and buy low for Austin Eckler as low as you can because he's the running back to own in San Diego.
No, I agree with that. Jacksonville just made DeAndre Swift look like Barry Sanders, so maybe Justin Jackson can look like LT or something.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's a good start. And my last guy, Long will be surprised because I just done with this guy this year, but I'm starting Todd Gurley against Detroit.
It's a good start.
I know he had a bad week. He had 20 carries, but the problem was he had like 47 yards last week against Minnesota. But I just think Todd Gurley, I think he's going to score against Detroit. I think that's going to be a track meet. So if you got Todd Gurley, start him.
Yeah,
Good
definitely
matchup.
start Todd Gurley, especially the trend that the Falcons have had in the past couple of games where they've been running him 20 times. They've been trying to run the ball a lot more. Probably trying not to have those shootouts, but they're failing.
Miserably. I don't believe in Todd Gurley at all. Like, you have to start him if you have him, and this is a plus matchup for him, but you're just praying for a touchdown from Todd Gurley.
He'll get one.
Speaking of somebody you're praying for a touchdown for, my third stardom is Darrell Henderson. I don't believe in his talent in the slightest, but man, do they believe in him in L.A. They give him so many. They drafted Cam Akers in the second round, and they gave him 0 snaps in the first half. He had like 3 snaps, and I think I might be giving him a little bit too much credit. I think he only had 1 snap.
Yeah, he had
the
one
whole
snap
game.
the whole game.
1 snap the whole game. They believe in Darrell Henderson, second-year guy, and Malcolm Brown is nothing special. Darrell Henderson is the back to own in L.A. until anybody proves me otherwise. Darrell Henderson, start him until they start showing faith in Cam Akers.
Yeah. I wonder if the injury to Akers is still lingering, or they're still worried about him getting re-injured and them trying to save him.
I could see that, but Sean McVay literally said 4 days before the game they were going to try and give Akers more touches, and he didn't have a single snap in the first half.
Well, that's the reason why I think that. Like, maybe he woke up and was like, "Oh, this is
Maybe
hurting."
slept on the wrong side of the bed and his ribs puncturing his heart. Like, that's the only reason he has 0 snaps in the first half.
Yeah, I'd want Henderson more. If he's my RB2, like, I'm worried this week. Like, if he's my flex, sure. But against the Bears, I don't know. Mike Davis would have had a horrendous game. He just saved it with a touchdown last week. But he still had like 9 points. I don't like the matchup against the Bears.
I don't either.
Bears still
But
have a good defense.
Yeah, their defense is legit.
you're still praying for a touchdown regardless.
You are. So we'll go to the sit-ems. And my first one, Jerick McKinnon at the Patriots. I know Phillip Lindsay had a good game last week, but if I know anything, Bill Belichick coming off a loss in New England. If you look at Jerick McKinnon's yards per carry, they're terrible. Outside of a 50-yard run like he had the second week, he's averaging like 3.8 you carry. And who was that one guy? Hardesty or something?
It's James Hasty.
Yeah, James Hasty looked more explosive. Honestly, I just don't want anyone from the Niners' backfield this week. So
the thing is, what everybody fell in love with McKinnon, it was because they had no Debo, no Ayuk, and no Kittle. So they had to literally cater their offense around some playmaker, and they catered it around McKinnon, and that's what got everybody in love with McKinnon. But now Kittle's back, Ayuk's back, Debo's back. McKinnon is now the third down back, and they still have Jeff Wilson, who all he does is score 1-yard touchdowns. And they love JaMychal Hasty for some reason, and he looked explosive there the last game, so I don't hate that.
That and Shanahan loves the committees.
He does.
And also, let me just kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We already argued about Swift and Gibson, and those are my top 2 sit-ems. Swift, I just don't believe. Detroit backfield still is so muddled with AP, Swift. Just AP should have had one of the Swift's touchdowns. Like, I don't want Swift at all. I think you're just chasing points. And Gibson he's in a 50-50 split with J.D. McKissick, who's averaging more yards per touch than him. And if J.D. McKissick is averaging more yards per touch than you're doing something wrong.
Ron Rivera is doing something wrong.
Well, somebody's
because
doing
Antonio
something
Gibson,
wrong.
talent-wise, is better than J.D. McKissick.
Not getting an argument out of me, buddy, but Antonio Gibson, just until he gets a full grasp of that backfield, I want no part of the Washington backfield.
That's fine. DeAndre Swift's going to make you look like a fool, though.
Yeah, whatever.
Swift is very talented.
Get to your second and then go to your third, too, because I just...
Oh, well, my second one, he's got a great matchup, but this guy's just looked terrible. Devin Singletary at the Jets. I know people are going to expect, probably 20 points because he's playing the Jets. I honestly think Zach Moss is going to get a lot of touches again. Josh Allen, not again, but more than last week. And once they get inside the 10, he doesn't get any carries. I just think he's going to let you down against the woeful Jets.
I have no faith in anybody in Buffalo's backfield. Not even Zach Moss. It just seems like they didn't want to play Moss last week. Singletary didn't come out of the game. Like I said, Zach Moss probably was in the game for 5 snaps.
Right. I feel like you're punching me in the face, talking trash on the GOAT of Devin Singletary. I think it's Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, then Devin Singletary.
Singletary, the one that's averaging less than a yard a carry last week.
I love myself some Devin Singletary.
Man,
I don't think he's the 4th best running back in the league, but I think he's super underrated, and I wish they gave him more touch, more time.
I hear a lot more people talking highly of him than negatively.
And then we're not in the same leagues because all I do is get trashed for Devin Singletary.
Well, he's having a trash season so far.
Having a trash season.
I love myself some Devin Singletary.
Man, I think you've had... How many Lime-A-Ritas have you drank?
Not Lime-A-Ritas.
All right, who's your last sit?
Last one, we don't need to talk about this guy much because I just hate this guy. But David Montgomery against the Rams, just don't play him. If he doesn't score a touchdown, he's not getting you 10 points.
I feel like he's hard to start any week.
I feel like people start him every week, though. Yeah.
Everybody
just
loves himself some David Montgomery.
Yeah.
But why?
They
volume. He gets so many carries.
Who they think he is, but he's just not. David Montgomery's just not good. He's not fast. He might break a tackle or two, but
doesn't make anyone miss.
He's not. He doesn't make anybody miss. He's not like a break tackler. He's just not a good player. I don't like David Montgomery at all.
He definitely hasn't had a good year.
No.
Or last year. He hasn't had a good career yet.
He's just not good.
So we'll go to the tight ends.
Well, hang on. Let me get my last sit because we skipped past my first 2 sits. My last sit is literally anybody who plays for the New England Patriots. Just sit them all. Burkhead, White, Harris, Sony's on IR. Thank God for you guys. Just nobody on New England the New England backfield, the back to own is Cam Newton. That's the only back you should own. They all stink. James White, if you're in a PPR, maybe, but because he gets the volume. But other than that, just get off of the New England backfield.
I was just trying to skip it because
we've
been hounding on that all season long. Don't be starting anybody in New England.
Yeah, not much more to say.
Don't be starting anyone in Buffalo.
Don't hate on Devin Singletary.
You get those 6 points.
Oh,
so we're gonna go to tight ends now.
And I've hated this guy all year, but not this week. If you're in a pinch, start Austin Hooper against Cincinnati. He had 10 points last week somehow against Pittsburgh. I don't even know. Yeah, I had 5 catches, but I think he has a good shot to get double digits again against Cincinnati because I saw. God, what was his name for the Colts last week? The tight end?
Oh,
Trey Burton. Trey Burton put on a show against Cincinnati.
Jack Doyle got double digits as well. They had 2 tight ends get double digits.
So, yeah, start Hooper.
I love the Hooper call. 3 straight weeks he's gotten to double digits. My start, I'm just going to pound the Eagles how they have nobody. Richard Rodgers. Your father's Richard Rodgers.
Please tell me.
Wentz is going to find his tight end. He found Goddard. He found Ertz. Ertz is terrible.
Ertz has been awful.
Ertz is terrible. So I don't think it's that big of a downgrade from Ertz to Richard Rodgers. He's going to be finding him. He threw a touchdown to Jason Kroom. I don't know who the hell Jason Kroom is. Richard Rodgers is going to have double-digit points this week. Richard Rodgers.
Are you starting the whole Eagles offense?
Fulgham, Wentz, and Richard Rodgers. You're damn right.
You Eagles fan? What's going on?
That's called the triple stack.
Triple stack to lose.
Who's your sit-em for tight end?
Contingent. I mean, I think Michael Thomas is going to play. Jared Cook. I think Jared Cook's going to disappoint against Carolina. Carolina's pass defense is actually pretty good this year. And Jared Cook, if he doesn't score, he's just worthless to me, honestly. I know people took him decently high for a tight end this year, but I just think he's going to disappoint against Carolina, honestly. I just think Michael Thomas is going to be Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
There's not enough targets.
I agree.
Not much
Jared-
else to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Jared Cook. Like Jared Cook is Jared Cook.
Yeah.
This is a PSA to all the listeners. Stop chasing the Robert Tonyan 3-touchdown game. Stop starting him. Stop picking him up. Robert Tonyan, say it out loud. Robert Tonyan is Robert Tonyan. Oh, is Robert Tonyan's a top 10 tight? No, he's not. Robert Tonyan stinks. Stop starting Robert Tonyan.
Man.
The Packers tied it. Stop starting him. You should have traded him the second he scored 3 touchdowns.
No one had him.
Well, everybody picked him up. Just get rid of Robert Tonyan. He's terrible.
Bro, did Robert Tonyan, take your girl or something? You're really mad at Robert Tonyan.
I just hate having to hear about Robert Tonyan. Sit him.
All right, well, go
Go
to
to
the
defenses?
defenses. My last one. I'll take the Eagles from you, Hoot. Start the Eagles defense.
We are so big on the Eagles this week.
It's because we're so low on the Giants.
Yeah, it's the Giants.
Danny Dimes, I guarantee you he will fumble or throw an interception because the guy's just been terrible this year. And the Eagles' D-line's still formidable. Start him. Darius Slay will probably have a pick or two. Start the Eagles.
If you're looking, my stardom is if you're looking for a defense in free agency, I know you see Washington football team and you think about their quarterback. The Cowboys are not putting up points against Washington. Start their defense. They're going to get you the sacks. They don't have a terrible secondary. It's nothing to write home about. But if you have either of these other two teams, anybody in the Chicago-LA Rams game, start both of those defenses. That's going to be a 17-10 game. Washington, Chicago, LA Rams.
No, I agree with that.
Any of those, just start them.
Can't argue with that. My sit-em, I don't know how many people are starting him after last week, but just if you're looking, I know Houston, the Texans aren't a good team, win-loss. Just don't start the Packers defense. Just do not start them at Houston. They are going to get torched at Houston. Sit the
I'm not
Packers.
sure anyone was even thinking about starting the Packers defense.
Well, I'll double down on it. Don't do it.
Yeah. My sit-em is, I know everybody thinks that Tennessee is this big defensive team. Tennessee's defense stinks. Mike Vrabel literally put 12 people on the field just to save them time. Their defense sucks. Do not put them. Don't start them. Don't start them against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's putting up 28 points bare minimum against that. God, they're starting Jonathan Joseph at their number one corner, who is 45 years old.
Yeah, he's pretty old.
45 years old. And Malcolm Butler has fallen for every double move in the book. Do not start Tennessee's defense.
And next, I'm going to give you some of my predictions for the AFC conference game and the NFC conference game. The last 3 years, I was able to pick a team that made a showing in the Super Bowl, and I'm going to try to continue that streak. So, here's my NFC conference game. It's going to be the Seahawks and the Cardinals, with the Seahawks going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, man.
What is your thoughts on that?
I don't know about the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I don't know about the Cardinals.
Go ahead. You go
No
first.
thoughts. All
Um,
right, we can go next.
no. I love the Seahawks. That's the one team in the NFC I believe in. And I'm done believing in the Saints after the last two times Minnesota's just taken their heart and broke it in two. But I can see the Saints. I just don't believe in the Cardinals.
So who do you believe in that's going to make the conference game then?
Saints, Packers, Buccaneers. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. The Eagles get healthy and make
You're
a run.
crazy.
That is crazy.
Stop.
Eagles
All
get
right.
healthy and make a
We'll
run.
go to Pete then.
Man, are you from Philly, man? This isn't a
Right?
Philly local
Jeez.
show.
They were my third team I named up there.
Stop.
Philly over Arizona.
I mean, I know Pete over here, Pistol's going to be like Seahawks, Packers.
If I just think the Packers, if they get home field, I just think they have a good shot of getting there. The Cardinals, they're gonna have to play 3 games on the road. There's no way they're winning 3 games or 2 games on the road, I guess, to get there. There's no way they're winning those games. They play indoors. I don't see them traveling well outside and getting there. Seattle, I can see. I'm just worried about the defense. The defense is terrible, but it's not impossible. I just hate the Cardinals.
And everyone hated on my pick
I
of the Niners last year and see what happened.
Arizona just lost their best pass rusher in Chandler Jones for the year.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's what I'm worried about for them. I did like Arizona having a corner, a safety, and a pass rusher, all elite with Chandler Jones, Patrick Peterson, and Budda Baker.
Yeah.
But losing
Someone's
Chandler
got to-
Jones is huge.
Someone's got to step up for that, but I still believe in the Cardinals making it. Like you
I'll
said, it's
figure it
just 2 games. They're making the playoffs,
Oh,
and it's just 2
I
games
agree.
that they got to win. And then here's my hot take of making the playoffs that no one's going to think, everyone's going to hate this, but the Lions. Because looking at their schedule, it's super easy. Plus the extra team that makes the playoffs, I think they're going to fly under the radar and just make the playoffs.
I couldn't disagree more. And it's not the team. It's just Matt Patricia.
I hate Matt Patricia, but if you look at their schedule, the only good team that they play the rest of the year is the Packers.
Yeah, I guess you just hate the Bears, huh? You think they're gonna sweep them? They're gonna have to play them twice.
Yeah.
They already played them.
Oh yeah, they lost to them. Yeah, and that was at home. I don't think they're gonna.
Yeah, they're 2-1 away so far this season. So they're playing better away than at home.
Yeah, and one of those wins was against the Cardinals,
I-
but we'll see.
I don't believe in the Lions in the slightest.
I know no one does, and that's why they're the
It's a-
underdog.
it's
No,
a
it's a
cheeky
good
team.
take. It's a good hot take. What's your AFC?
So my AFC is not much of a hot take. Both teams are red hot. Chiefs and Titans. So it's a
Rematch of last-
rematch, but the Titans I feel are playing better than they were playing last year.
It's tough to argue that. I could see. We'll see this week. I'm high on Pittsburgh, honestly. If Pittsburgh goes in and beats Tennessee, I mean, that'll definitely sway my opinion just because that defense is elite. That trade for Mika Fitzpatrick last year is just a steal. That guy's a baller. But, yeah, I can't really argue much on that. I could definitely see that happening again.
I can see that happening. Like you said, Pittsburgh, KC. Everybody wants to hate on the Baltimore Ravens, but I know that they've had bad luck in the playoffs, but they're not a bad team. Like, they've had bad luck. The Titans came in, had a perfect game plan, and Harbaugh went for it 2 times on 4th down and didn't get it, and Titans put him just straight under the barrel.
It's not that they have bad luck. It's that I have no faith in Lamar Jackson winning a game when he has to throw the ball.
Yeah.
He's already shown that a couple times this year. Like, he still can't throw the ball. If he can run on you, they can win. But if you focus on stopping him running the ball, he's not beating you with the pass.
I still think Lamar Jackson's a top 15 passer in the league. Not quarterback, top 15 passer.
I
in the
need
league.
him to make a bigger jump than that for them to get to the Super Bowl. I don't think he's made that jump this year as a passer.
He's actually regressed, in my opinion. He's regressed as a rusher, too.
He's definitely regressed as a rusher. I just think he's better passer than Michael Vick ever was.
Well, Michael Vick was also the first of his kind, and that was new for every defense to adapt to, whereas now it's kind of the norm. I mean, he's an athlete.
Everybody does it now.
Everyone does it. And I just, no faith in the Ravens making it. And I'm going to take the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl again. Chiefs-Seahawks Super Bowl. And then my team running under the radar, the Raiders.
The Raiders sneaking in?
Sneaking in.
I don't hate it, but I hate the defense, and I hate how John Gruden and Derek Carr, it's just a love-hate every week. Like, one week he loves Derek Carr, the other week he hates the guy. I really think John Gruden honestly doesn't see Derek Carr as the long-term answer there, and I just don't think they have enough. I just don't think they can stop enough people.
I'm not saying they're making a push. I'm saying they're making it.
John Gruden doesn't believe in Derek Carr because John Gruden has a brain. I will never say a solid thing about anybody on the Raiders outside of Josh Jacobs and Henry Ruggs is really fast.
And the Walrus?
Oh, okay.
Darren Waller?
Waller's a top 5 tight end.
The top 3 tight end.
Mark Andrews is better.
Man, no love for Abrams and the safety.
No, I'm not giving love to Jonathan Abram, who can't stay healthy. No, I will not. I won't give a single credit to anybody who plays on the Raiders defense. Max Crosby, it's his fucking career goal to sack Patrick Mahomes. Miss me with Max Crosby or anybody on the Raiders defense.
Fair enough. Those aren't bad takes though. So who do you have winning the Super Bowl?
I'm going to go with the Chiefs again.
Man.
Running it back.
Homer pick.
Running it back. I've just got to take the field. I can't get on board with that.
After Le'Veon Bell pickup, I'm sold.
I can't argue it, really. But
Le'Veon Bell, the better version of Darrell Williams going forward. You heard it here first.
Yikes. Yikes. No. Well, look at every player that leaves.
Adam Gase. They're better.
Way better.
Oh, they are, but I mean, Le'Veon Bell's. When's the last time Le'Veon Bell ran for more than 25 yards? Like his second year in Pittsburgh?
No.
Le'Veon Bell's never been an explosive type. I like the Le'Veon Bell pickup to take the Darrell Williams role. I'm not sold that Le'Veon Bell is just like this superstar athlete. He took advantage of the amazing Pittsburgh Steelers line with Antonio Brown, and Le'Veon Bell is just a guy that you're going to hand the ball off to, and yeah, he's going to get you 5-7 yards. He's never going to bust off that. I'm just not huge on Le'Veon Bell. He's not going to bust off it.
Yeah,
that's all the Chiefs need, but
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, everybody thinks that Le'Veon Bell is going to come in and take Clyde Edwards-Helaire job. Le'Veon Bell will never get more than 40% of the work compared to Clyde's 60%.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I just think that's what they need.
That's fair. Yeah, they needed somebody instead of Darrell Williams, but
They
I hear a
need-
lot of Le'Veon Bell's going to take over the starting role, and that's just not going to happen.
No, he's just going to vulture every touchdown.
I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire hasn't scored a touchdown since middle school, so that's fair.
Yeah. No, is that the segment?
Yeah.
No, that was good. I like most of the picks. The Cardinals pick, throw that away. But
Yeah, other than that, I hear you out. I do like the Titans. I think the Titans were the most underrated team the last 2 years. I feel like everybody says that the Titans aren't good, and the Titans are just really fucking good.
It's really hard to take that statement serious on Titans aren't good. Aren't they the only undefeated team right now?
them in Pittsburgh.
Them in Pittsburgh.
And, well,
Seattle?
yeah, Seattle.
Okay.
It's because the Titans are boring. Nobody wants to talk about Ryan Tannehill. No, they just play a boring game usually. Like, they just run it with Derrick Henry 25, 30 times a game. And people just think of Ryan Tannehill as a bum still.
Ryan
When-
Tannehill's not a bum. He's a top 12 quarterback in the NFL.
And that's hard for people to talk about, though. Like,
No.
that's what I'm saying, like,
Well, they-
nationally.
That's the thing is they are still taking in consideration his time in Miami. they're not watching what he's been doing in Tennessee.
No, he's been
airing
impressive.
the ball out. And he's got A.J. Brown. Like, that dude is a beast.
Dude's a
Somehow
stud.
he's
AJ
always
Brown's
open.
an alien. He's an alien. They have 2 aliens on their team, Derrick Henry and AJ Brown. They are aliens.
All right, starting with our bets now. And we're just going to skip it if you decide to, if I hear Philadelphia in it. But you can go ahead and start then.
I'm not taking Philadelphia, although I do love Philadelphia -4. My smash it bet, number 1, Bengals money line. We can all see Monday, Tuesday morning waking up and going, are the Browns for real at 4-3? Joey backdoor covers Burrow is going to beat the Browns. Bengals money line +150. Make yourself some money.
Yeah, definitely. I don't hate that. Because I've been big on Cincinnati. Not big on them, but I think they're getting hated on a lot. They've been playing pretty tough for the most part. Joe Burrow looks good. It's just that defense. And I have little to no faith in Baker Mayfield making it a fight.
Yeah,
Closer to no.
I'd honestly be worried if Case Keenum came in the game. Like, I think he would do a better job than Baker Mayfield. If Case Keenum comes in, I'd be worried about that money line. I mean, I would just probably take the +3, but I could definitely see him winning that game. I might get bet down, honestly.
I'd be more worried if Jarvis Landry got the start.
That's a good point. I like that bet. My first one, I'm just taking Tampa -3 at the Raiders. I think that win was huge for Tampa last week. I think it's going to propel them to 3-4 straight wins here. And they're just a better football team than the Raiders. If you can get it -3, smash that.
I do agree with that, but also every single time I think that it's a safe bet against the Raiders show out. Raiders on Monday night versus Saints. Easy money. Raiders win. Chiefs versus the Raiders. Easy money. Raiders win. This is kind of screaming Raiders against the Raiders. Easy money. Raiders win.
The Raiders come out to play.
In big games, I do agree with that. John Gruden gets them ready. I believe in Gruden. I hate Derek Carr. My second one is, depending on when you're watching this, I'm sure it's up 3 points from here, but whenever I saw it, over 51 in the Saints-Panthers. That is going to be a 30-25 game, 42-28 game. Neither one of those teams wants to play defense. Marshawn Lattimore, Cameron Jordan, good players. They can't carry the whole defense. The over on that game is smacking. 65 points. Over 51 Saints-Panthers.
I think 65 is a little bit much, but I can still see over 51. That's a decent bet. Probably staying away from it, though.
Oh, I'm smashing it.
Yeah, if you can get it at 51, smash it. I just think the Saints are going to come out putting up points. I just think Michael Thomas coming back's massive. I don't see them scoring under 30 in that game. My second bet, take New England at home -2.5 against the Niners. Bill Belichick coming off a loss. I can't remember the last time.
2 losses.
They're just beating. He is going to make Jimmy G's life hell on Sunday. And, yeah, he's got a little extra, too. Jimmy G played New England. Bill Belichick knows Jimmy G. It's going to be a long day for the Niners. Smash that 2.5.
He knows what he can and what he can't do. I do love that bet. And my third is I tried to add 10 points onto this line and make a bet with Wong, and he wouldn't do it. But Bills -13.5. This line should be 20.5. The Bills coming off 2 straight losses. Everybody asking, are the Bills for real? The Bills are winning by 40 points. The Bills are putting up 42. The Jets will be lucky to put up 3. Yeah. Bills -13.5. Smash it. It's a long-term savings account for you. Just smash it. Pull out all the money from your bank account and put it on Bills -13.5.
Oh, yeah. They're going to come out firing.
Yeah.
And knowing or seeing the trend that the Bills had beginning of the season, they don't slow down when they have big leads either. They're still airing the ball out. So that's why I wouldn't take it. They're going to get up like 14, 17 points. Don't care, Josh Allen to John Brown for 60 yards. Who cares? Like, it's the fourth quarter, guys. What are you doing? Don't care. Score more.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like Hoot said, take out your mortgage, take out your kids' college fund, smash 13.5 because that line's going to go up. It's going to be closer to 17, I think, by kickoff. So if you can get 13.5, crush that. And my last one, of course, the homer. Take the Packers at Houston, -3.5. If you're scared, buy the hook. But they're going to win the game. They will beat Houston. They will put up points on that defense.
That's another.
You should probably take the over on that one, too.
You should probably take the over. I didn't look at it, but...
Could be higher than 55, and it's going to hit over that. So... It's
probably taking it at 58, to be honest.
It's a definite stinky line. The Houston was -3 against the undefeated Titans. Packers coming off a loss. That should be -5 at least. Like, the Texans are not good.
Yeah, I think that line's only going to go up, too. I can't imagine it staying there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, put those bets in. Win some money.
All right. And then to our last segment, we're letting Hoot jump right in on our bet takes. What's your hot take? What you're reaching? What you're preaching?
My reach or preach is that Joe Burrow is going to have more fantasy points. Standard league, 4 points a touchdown pass. He's going to outscore Matthew Stafford.
Now, I wouldn't say that's so much of a reach, but it's still reaching.
I mean, Stafford's playing the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Falcons.
Yeah.
Playing the Falcons.
He played
the Jags last week. Put up a dud.
So, can't doubt my boy Stafford, so I got to take that bet.
Yeah, how about you tell the viewers?
So when Hoot loses this bet, he's going to do the Ice Bucket Challenge.
On 39-degree weather on Tuesday, and I'll be shirtless.
It's supposed to rain too, so it won't be much different. All right. That'll do it for us. Stay fair from KC.
He needs some milk.